All right. Hello. Jen Olmstead here with Olmstead Real Estate Group, and welcome to the Quarantine Happy Hour. It's Tuesday, which means Trivia Tuesday. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a trivia day where anybody who is watching can sign up. And if you go to the Kahoot app or to the Kahoot website, you can sign up and participate. Whoever gets the most points will be winning a $25 gift card. So we're going to give people a chance to come log in. Like I said, go to the Kahoot app or to the Kahoot website. Enter the pin, the game pin down below. I also posted it in a photo earlier. If you go and you put that in, you will be registered, and whoever gets the most trivia points today will win a $25 gift card. So with me today, I have Laura Gillerow of Homestead Funding, Dan Glasser of Herzog Law, Matt Smith with Ace Home Inspections, and we are going to be talking about real estate today, getting you up to date with what we have to offer, what's going on, and we're going to have some fun. So most people will take Tuesdays and go out to a pub and enjoy trivia night. We're going to do it right here, right in our own houses. So if you don't have a beverage, grab a beverage. Like I said, I'm going to give you guys all a chance to sign up before we start the trivia. And why don't we just go around, everybody tell the group about what we do. I'll start. Jen Olmstead, obviously residential and commercial real estate. We do rentals, we do land, we do commercial. A lot of people don't think about that, but when you're looking for business space, definitely keep me in mind. I am certified in commercial business as well as investments. And of course, residential. So if you have any questions, now is the time to ask me, because we're here, we're stuck at home, and I am here for all of your real estate needs. Okay, Laura, why don't you go next?
Sure. Hi, Laura Gillerow with Homestead Funding. Specialize in residential mortgages, and I am also here for all of your mortgage residential needs. Thank you.
Okay, Dan.
Hello, everyone. Attorney Dan Glasser. I'm with the Herzog Law Firm. We have offices in Kingston, Albany, Saratoga, and our new office in Clifton Park. With real estate law, both residential and commercial. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Matt.
What don't we do? So we do residential and commercial home inspections and commercial inspections. So we do PCAs on the commercial side, which are property condition assessments. So essentially, if you hire us to do a commercial job, you're not getting a commercial job on a residential report. We do septic inspections, sewer scopes, level 2 chimney cameras. We do it all. We'll even walk the dog while we're there if you need us to do that. We just got you. Whatever you need us to do, we got you.
Awesome, you guys. Well, we have one player on the trivia. So why don't we do this? I'm going to give everybody one more chance. If you want to contribute to the trivia game and win a $25 gift card, go to www.kahoot.it and enter the pin 5236168. It is scrolling down below. You can also go to the Kahoot app. If you want to let me know that you're trying to get in, we'll give you a couple minutes to do it. Otherwise, we're going to start and people can join in. So we have quite a few fun trivia questions for you. Not all real estate related. Some of them are pop culture and interesting facts. So everybody will have a chance to answer. You don't have to be a brainiac to answer these questions, and they're a lot of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen, and we're going to do the first question. 1 second here. All right. We got 2 players. So let's go ahead and start it. 12 questions. First question for the trivia. Trivia Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
What is the lowest credit score you can have to get a mortgage? Go ahead and answer it now. You got 30 seconds to do it. Again, you can still enter the game if you haven't entered yet. We got one answer. Where's our second person? one person, 620 is the right answer. The person chose 640, which, you know, it's not bad to have that one either. Laura, why don't you talk about that a little bit and what's going on with the mortgage business?
Sure.
And
Absolutely. So we've had several meetings over the last couple of weeks, homestead funding. With regards to our investors, 620 is the lowest credit score that we will allow for a conventional mortgage. We've had some meetings this week with regards to FHA, and currently we are only allowing a low credit score, or a credit score of 660. If anything changes, we will make sure to let everybody know. But once again, conventional loan 620 credit score, and our FHAs right now we're at a 660.
so what do you want to talk a little bit about what FHA is saying in terms of this crisis and how they're feeling and how lenders are feeling about what's going on?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about it. So basically, a lot of the investors that we work with are pulling out. I think they're seeing the high risk with our FHA borrowers, and this is why we're looking to increase the requirements as far as the credit score goes. And once again, you know, I don't want to talk too much out of context, but if anything changes with our investors, obviously we will make everybody aware. So we're doing everything we can to assist our customers with kind of putting them in the right direction as far as trying to reach those scores as far as the 660 goes with the FHA. But at this point, if anything changes with regards to our guidelines and our requirements, we will make sure that we let everybody know.
How does that impact someone who's already pre-approved?
If they've been pre-approved, we need to kind of guide them and try and assist them as far as what they need to do to reach that 660 credit score. So obviously, anyone that I've had in my system that is pre-approved, I'm working with them to get them to where they need to be.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. And obviously too, if we can, I've been also looking at switching them to a conventional product where they can put, 3% down and go that route instead.
Okay, great. All right, so let's see what the next question is. Did Carol Baskin murder her husband? Anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about with Carol Baskin, I'm not sure that you should even be here, because Carol Baskin and the Tiger King are huge right now in America, and I want to know what you think. Did she murder her husband? All right. So one person said without a doubt, and one person said something is fishy. So have you guys watched The Tiger King?
No.
Hell yeah.
All right. If you have Netflix, The Tiger King is the #1 show in the US right now. And it's complete craziness. And basically, Carol, her husband disappeared and nobody knows where he went. And there is a strange suspicion that maybe she fed them to her tigers. So you can't make that stuff up. But Carol Baskin, her husband either ran for the hills or she murdered him. We're not really sure. So we gave both, whatever answer on that one you answered, you got that one correct. So let me go ahead and add that back to the stream here. That was just for fun. All right. Oh, here's the score. Mystery Goose, you're in the lead. Okay. What was the nationality of St. Patrick? See if we get here. Right. Two people said Irish. St. Patrick was actually English. that question was brought to us by Matt.
Everyone always gets that one wrong. They get it wrong all the time.
I would have got that one wrong too, but I'm Irish. All right, Matt, why don't you tell us a little about your inspections and what makes you different?
Oof. Well, our claim to fame are our warranties that we offer with our inspections. So it's not, if something's going to go wrong, it's when something's going to go wrong after you take possession of the house. So it gives a little extra coverage to the clients, lets the agents and the clients all feel a little bit better, and remove some apprehension after the deal is done. So if somebody moves in, there's an issue with the dishwasher, refrigerator, it's covered. We give 5 years on the roof. We give 1 year on the septic. We cover things we don't even inspect. Underground water and sewer lines. So we do underground sewer lines, but if they choose not to, they still get 90 days on it. So really, we're just there after the fact to help people and provide better service. We've been kind of getting away with just being a single man operation for like 30 years and just carrying on and just doing the same thing. So I just upped the ante, and we're trying to do more things and raise the standards and make things better overall in the real estate world.
Matt, this is huge. You're one of the only inspectors I know who is offering a warranty like this. A lot of times as an agent, sometimes I have to offer a home buyer's warranty. And if you've inspected the home, you're already covering the things that you've inspected. So from my standpoint, this is really big because you're willing to back all of the things that you look at and make sure that the homeowner who is taking occupancy really does have, a guarantee that the things that you found or the things that you looked into are in fact working. So I think that that's really interesting. And if people are looking to buy, really take that into consideration. The fact that it's going to be warranted for quite some time is huge. So I love that about your service.
Yeah, and everybody wins all around, and that's why we do it. A lot of people don't do it. Either one, they don't know about it, or two, it costs a lot of money to do it. Sure. But it's worth it because I think it would be negligent on my behalf knowing this is out there and not offering it, because it happens. People call back. They have an issue and you go, well, I was working during the inspection. Everybody moves on with their life and this person has a bad experience. So we try to create a better experience and make things better out there. If you can be better, then be better.
Right. Absolutely. All right. Let's go on to the next question. Let me figure out how to add it to the stream here. Okay, here we go. All right. Let's see where we're at for the score now. Oh, I guess it goes right to the next question. All right. What song is the second track of Taylor Swift's fifth studio album? I wonder who picked this question. I hope we have some Taylor Swift fans watching because I know that I want to sing this one. Blank Space. And let me see who got it. Glowing Yak got that one. All right. So, Dan Glasser is one that submitted this one. Big Taylor Swift fan. And you have some big changes that just went on with you recently. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what's going on with your business and where you're at now?
Of course. So I spent the last 11 years running my own law firm, dealing mainly with real estate. And then as of January 1st of this year, I joined Herzog and am heading up their real estate department and covering all areas of the capital region. And I love this song, Blank Space. I know every word. One of my favorite albums, too. And Blank Space makes me think about, with regard to real estate anyway. So if you see a blank space on a contract where you have to write your attorney's name, please make sure that that is a real estate attorney. Any attorney can handle a real estate transaction, but I don't recommend just any attorney. It should be someone that's familiar with the process, the paperwork, also someone that's local. A real estate transaction here in Albany is not the same as it is in the city. And also, I've had clients in the past ask me, hey, you did such a great job on my real estate transaction. Can you handle my divorce? No, you're going to lose. I don't do divorce law. People are involved in different areas of the law for a reason, because that's what they're good at. So if you're having difficulty with your marriage, see a counselor. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, in that blank space, write the name of a real estate attorney.
Great advice. I love it. Anybody who has ever been to a closing with Dan knows it's always a lot of fun. He always brings Taylor into it. He's gone to a lot of her shows, and people think real estate attorneys can be a little dry, but Dan, you're one of the biggest characters I've ever met, and I love doing every deal with you. So
thank you.
Just want to give you that little plug. All right, let's go on here to the next one. Question number 5. All right. 80% of home buyers find their home, end up finding, I can't even read that. 80% of home buyers find the home that they end up purchasing. How? This is based on the National Association of Realtors. That helps. All right. They actually end up finding it online. So with that being said, let me just see where we land here. Blowing Yak is killing it in the score. So I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to talk about that. So most home buyers these days are using online to find their home. That's really huge because online presence right now is all that we can do. Hence why I'm doing a live stream. So what are we doing right now? Right now, we cannot physically show you a house. So what we're doing is we're doing virtual tours. We are setting up 3D tours. And this week, I've been doing a lot of Zoom conferences with the seller, seller's agent, my buyer, and myself. And we are still making it so that we can put deals together. What's really important is that, your photos, your listing package includes all of that stuff ahead of time. So if you're looking to sell, consider me, because I do take into consideration that everybody is looking online. So your photos are super important. I do have experience in staging, and I actually have staging supplies. So part of my listing package may include me setting up some bedrooms and things like that. So if you have any questions, if you're looking online, if you see a house that you're interested in, now is the time to reach out. I mean, like I said, I've been doing a lot of consultations this week. People just having questions, wondering what to do, wondering how to stage their house, how to get their house ready to sell. Buyers who are just in the process, wondering what does it look like to buy a house. I have the time to sit there and go through the whole process with you. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And really, I think all of us are comfortable saying, if you have a question, now's the time to reach out. We're ready, willing, and able to get your questions out of the way. So, all right, let's go to the next one. Let me see. Hold on here. Let me include this. Here we go. What does LTV stand for? LTV. What does it stand for? I'm going to make the screen big so everybody can see it. We have somebody who said she needs her glasses with a little answer. So we'll make it. All right. Loan to value. Absolutely. Laura, that's your department.
Sure, absolutely. So loan to value stands for, first and foremost, on a purchase. It's basically the price of the home based on on your actual loan amount, and then with a refinance, it's based on the appraised value compared to your loan amount. And I'm going to just elaborate on this. It always happens with different questions that arise, but people always think that In order to get a mortgage, you have to have 20% down and or 20% down to alleviate mortgage insurance with a conventional loan. So at Homestead Funding, we offer many products with our conventional loans that we can try and buy out the mortgage insurance so that you're not actually putting 20% down and you're avoiding that monthly mortgage insurance. So once again, with regards to loan to value on a purchase, it's based on the price of the home compared to your actual loan amount, and then on a refinance based on the appraised value compared to your loan amount.
Awesome. Some mortgage education for everybody today. Laura definitely knows her stuff. And if there's one thing that I could say about Laura is that she is always working, always ready to answer your questions. And we've had to travel together, and there's been times where she's up at 4 a.m. on her computer getting things done for people so that she can go to her conference and make sure her clients get what she needs. So, when it comes to any questions that you have, Laura is ready to get those answered for you.
Thanks, Jim.
You're welcome. Let's go to the next question. Oh.
Damn.
Blowing Yak is killing it. All right, question number 7. What is recommended minimum distance you should have between you and the next person for adequate social distancing? We'll test for people. I don't know if you can tell. I really like this type of thing. It's definitely my show.
Dog.
Great news. Everybody got that one right. I'm sure you've heard that everywhere. 6 feet is the distance they want you to keep. And basically, the reason why I brought that up is because I want to remind everybody that, we are restricted on what we can do. Make sure you guys are practicing social distancing. The attorney, so Dan, for closings and things like that, you guys are practicing your social distancing and taking it very serious. You want to talk for a minute on the closings and what's going on, and how you guys are practicing safe practices for closing and things like that, because they're still happening.
They are, and this is a great segue. I had a closing today in the parking lot. The sellers these days, they're pre-signing all their documents. Attorneys are meeting in the parking lot, exchanging documents, and buyers and their clients are still meeting to sign documents, but there's more space between them. There's no sharing of pens. People are bringing their own pens. If they take an office pen, it's thrown out. Every piece of furniture is wiped down after a closing. It's all sanitized. Everyone's wearing gloves. And if anyone involved in the transaction isn't feeling well, we don't close. So we're all doing everything we can.
That's great. And, and like I said, with showings and things like that, we are told we cannot unlock doors, open doors, things like that. So when it comes to social distancing, it's not even an option for me. Laura, are you doing everything virtually? Is that how you guys are doing your mortgage stuff?
Yes, we are. We're doing everything basically online. Online. Everyone, and as a matter of fact, with regards to Homestead, majority of the people, including operations, are all set up at home to work right from home. So it's been interesting, but it's all worked out, and it's with Homestead Funding, it's business as usual. So everything is moving forward. So it's great.
Great, Matt. What are you doing?
Well, we are wearing proper PPEs as we go. We're discouraging people from attending. Obviously, the agents can't attend. We're cleaning up before and after, before to protect ourselves and after to protect anybody else that's coming through. It's become a much longer process, but definitely worth it to sanitize all the tools, the house, everywhere we go. And obviously we're throughout the whole house. So we, try to really limit it to be as visual as possible. I've never been really happier to dig up a septic tank than now because I don't have to wear as much gear and I can just kind of do what I got to do, and I have a mask on. I mean, we're wearing a full Tyvek suit in the house and stuff. So we're taking all the precautions that we possibly can to keep myself safe. I've laid off all of my staff, and to keep, homeowners safe and anybody else that may come in the house.
Yeah, it's definitely important, and it's nice to know that you are still able to work while taking the proper precautions to keep everybody safe. So interesting though, Matt, you're a one-stop shop, which I don't think a lot of people realize, that they can come to you and get all of the pieces of their home inspected all at once versus calling a chimney company and a septic company and all of those other different fields. They can come to your company and get all of those things inspected at once. What a huge relief that is. And it makes it so much easier for scheduling, especially right now where they want minimal people at these homes while there's inspections. So the fact that they can call you and get all of that done and not have different companies and different people and, have people all over the place, that's huge. So really, really good stuff there. All right, let's go to the next question. The suffix stan is Persian and Urdu, meaning place of. How many countries end in stan? So in case people can't see, the options are 10, 9, 8, or 7. So the answer is 7. Nobody got that one right. That's a tough one. Matt came up with that one. And I'm not even sure anybody could name all 7 of those. So can you, Matt?
Yeah.
Do you know all of them?
Most people get it. Well, not most people, but the most I've ever seen anybody get is 6. But Turkmenistan is usually the one that nobody gets, and probably no one's even heard of it until right now. But Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan. So most people get like 2 or 3, but 7, never.
Well, if anybody ever goes to a trivia night at a pub, I'm sure that one will pop up, and hopefully now they'll know that there's 7 of them.
Yeah. So
they can use that for a future reference. I like it. All right, let's see what the next question is. Let's see here. A mortgage from someone that owned my house 20 years ago is open. The home can still close. True or false? So you got a mortgage and they find during title that you have a home, there's a mortgage. So the answer is false. And Dan, in regards to title, we're going to let you talk about that. Go ahead. Are you there? Dan. And we lost him.
No.
Okay. So Dan was going to talk about that. But I think we can all, definitely Laura and I can talk about that while we wait for him to come back on. So every property has a title search, and basically what happens is they go through and they search for all the history of the mortgages and anything on the property, see if there's any liens on the home. If there is a lien on the home from a past owner and it's still open, you cannot close until they find the paperwork that shows that loan was in fact closed, and it no longer is, there's no longer money owed to that bank. So, Dan's back. He can take over on that one. Dan.
Wow.
You need to save me.
Technology and I are not best friends. I just got kicked off. So the question was about the
mortgage and an open mortgage from 20 years ago.
Okay. So if there is an open mortgage from 20 years ago and it's it's against a prior owner, it does need to be dealt with before a closing can occur. There are situations where if it's a certain amount of time, we can get an affidavit. It's called an ancient mortgage affidavit that says, so many years have passed, no one's knocking on the door asking for any money. In that case, we can still close. If this mortgage, so let's say someone refinances 10 years ago, and for some reason their old mortgage is still showing up as open, that needs to be corrected. And I know who to call, and they're difficult to deal with, to clear up, because sometimes you're dealing with big national lenders, but I know who to reach out to and get it done, because let's face it, time is money. No one can really afford to wait 30 days for title issues to get resolved. And this also brings up the importance of having title insurance. Every purchaser has to be offered by law title insurance to protect them as owners. I always recommend it. And if anyone asks any of my esteemed panel members if they should get owner's title insurance, I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
It's really important to have.
Yeah, title insurance is huge. And until you actually need it or have something come up when you go to sell your home, you don't realize how important title insurance is. So a lot of people, they're presented with the opportunity to buy title insurance at the closing table. It's a one-time fee. And then they say, nah, I don't need it. We're never going to buy. We're never going to sell. We're going to stay here forever. And then things happen 7 to 10 years down the road and looking to sell for whatever reason. And that title insurance is what will protect them and save a ton of time.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, I did have one seller who bought a foreclosure prior to me listing it. And then I listed the home, and he didn't have title insurance, and the house was a foreclosure. There was an open lien. The person that it was foreclosed on actually passed away, and he had to pay an attorney to find the next of kin in Florida. So it held up closing for about 6 months. And luckily we had a buyer who was willing to hang on to that. But at the same time, it was something that had he had title insurance, it would have been so much faster with that guarantee. So some things to keep in mind. It's a one-time insurance, pay it, forget it, and see what happens down the road. But I definitely think it's a smart decision to make. All right, let's go on to the next question here. All right, Glowing Yak is still killing it. What is the red door a symbol of? So, in some places, a red door is a symbol of something. What does it mean if your door is painted red? So the answer, believe it or not, is that the mortgage has been paid off. So, Laura, what country was that in?
Scotland.
Scotland. So in Scotland, once they've paid off their mortgage, they paint their door red. And that's a sign that they no longer have a mortgage on the property. So that's actually where that originated from. And Laura, is there anything you want to say about mortgages?
No, I just know that that's something I learned new today. I thought it was kind of interesting and kind of funny and cute. Yeah. So I thought it would. I just thought it was something fun to add to the show today. So something
on the real estate side, a lot of people feel that a red door means good luck and good energy. So you see a lot of people who will paint their doors red as a way of making it a positive vibe to the house. I love a red door. So whenever I show a house with red doors, it always feels like it's something that's super positive. All right, let's go to the next question here. Can you guys see this? Hold on. Yeah, there we go. All right. Question 11. How many turns is the shortest game of Monopoly? How many turns is the shortest game of Monopoly? I feel like Monopoly always takes 5 minutes to an hour. That's not really a game I play too often because I know that we're in it for the long haul. All right. So the answer is 4 turns. Also 9 rolls of the dice in 21 seconds, which it would be, I feel like that's a small miracle if you actually go that, if you're actually able to play Monopoly for that period of time, that is amazing. One thing that I'll share with you guys is every night, my family, we play a board game at dinner. So we have a no electronics rule. If you are eating dinner with us, if it's one of Danny's friends, if it's one of our friends, we make everybody put their phone away and we play a board game or we play a card game or something along those lines. But we play Trouble. I try to pick the games that go fast. We play Exploding Kittens. We will play Blackjack. We played Payday the other night. We'll play Yahtzee. And we have a whole bunch of board games that we play. And I really would recommend if you do have a family at home and you're trying to get your kids away from electronics, bring out the board games because they start looking forward to it. They start deciding together who's going to pick out the game, what we're going to play, and it becomes just a thing that everybody's excited about. So consider a board game instead of electronics at dinner because it really does change the dynamics of dinner time. And for us, it will bring about conversation and kind of bring back, that feeling of dinner time is the time where we all gather together and talk about our day. So something to keep in mind. Little tidbit for you. All right. Final question. Let's see. True or false? The transfer of title closing date in the contract is May 15th. The closing must take place within 2 weeks of that date. True or false? False. Absolutely. That is correct. And our winner, number 3 was Balanced Lion. Mystery Goose came in second. And our first place winner, Glowing Yak, killed it. So, with that being said, let me mute this. All right. So with that being said, Dan, let's talk about the closing date really quick on the contract. What exactly does the closing date on the contract mean?
Next to nothing. So it is just a target date. What I tell clients right from the start, it's like a due date for a pregnancy. So I have 6 kids. We have twins. So quick math, we had 5 pregnancies. One of them actually arrived on the due date. One was after the due date, and 4 arrived before the due date. So you never know. And it's just like the closing date. It could be before, it could be on, it could be after, especially with what's going on right now. Plan for delays. So talk to your lender about whether you'll need an extension on your rate, your interest rate. If you are in a situation where you're currently renting and you've got to be out by the end of the month, talk to your landlord about extending it. And then also don't finalize your plans with your movers either, because you'll be upset when you get a call that says, oh, something came up, we can't close for another week or 2.
How has the coronavirus impacted closings from what you can see?
There's a little bit of a delay, but nothing significant. But I mean, it's nice because everyone is, there's a sense of camaraderie in our industry that we are all doing everything we can, number 1, to stay safe, but 2, to work together to solve problems and make people happy.
Yeah, I noticed, it's really just a lot of figuring out and working around, people and what's going on in the changes and stuff like that. Laura, what have you noticed on the lending side in terms of?
We haven't ran into many issues. I think. Excuse me. Everything's been everything's been moving around pretty easily, and we've had no issues whatsoever.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Matt, what about on your side? Have you noticed a slowdown or scheduling or anything like that?
Yeah, we've noticed a slowdown, but like Dan said, this is where the winners kind of come in and figure out ways to do things better, and that's what I'm hoping for at the end of this. There's some archaic ways that are still in the real estate industry, and I hope we can get rid of them and be better once things get back to normal from this, and facilitate quicker and easier processes.
Yeah, and on my side, there are some people who are choosing to hold off. There are some people who feel this is the time to buy, so they're not up against other people for multiple offers. They do realize that once we can show homes again, we'll be in our full-blown spring market, and it will be incredibly busy. So it's a little different, and it's all of us trying to figure out how to get through this together. Before I forget, whoever Glowing Yak is, you have to message me on Facebook, whether it's my personal page or Homestead Real Estate Group, because I can't see who that is. So Glowing Yak has won a $25 gift card, and I will be mailing that to their house. But I think that this was great. Is there anything else you guys want to add in? I think we covered all the bases. I mean, it's so nice to connect and see everybody, because usually we're used to seeing each other, at least once a month, or for some of us, it's, more than that. And I miss everybody. I miss hugging and the personal connection with all these, my air hug. But everybody who's watching, please stay safe. Thank you for tuning in. And if you need anything, all of us are available. Our information is here. And please feel free to reach out. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.